Good news! It appears as though Morecambe FC are saved. There's still problems to be sorted out. They are not completely out of the woods yet, but the biggest hurdle of them all, the ownership situation, appears to have been resolved, and they could start playing football again as soon as this weekend in the National League. Let's have a look at what's happened here, guys, and where we go from here. Great news for the Shrimpers fans. They are not counting their chickens just yet, but it looks very, very positive for them. They have a club at last. It looked as though they were absolutely dead to rights and that this club, unfortunately, would cease to exist in its current form. But let's have a look, guys. Like I said, very positive for this overall. Shout out for the BBC for covering this. The Punjab Warriors Consortium has completed its takeover of Morecambe, according to the club themselves. The announcement of the change of ownership on the day Morecambe were cleared to belatedly begin their season after the National League approved the deal. The Shrimps were forced to postpone their opening 3 fixtures after being suspended from the league, but a meeting of the National League's club's Compliance and Licensing Committee on Sunday said the suspension would be lifted as soon as the paperwork was received regarding the Bonds Group sale to the new owners. On Sunday evening, the Bond Group said Bond Group Investments can now confirm that it has sold the majority of its shareholdings in Morecambe FC to Punjab Warriors. A transfer embargo will remain in place until all football creditors, including players, staff and HMRC, are paid and payments are made for the takeover. Morecambe, who have been up for sale since 2022, are due to host Altrincham on Saturday, having been relegated from the EFL last season amid financial difficulties. As we've already covered here on the channel as well, guys, Morecambe never had a relegation in over 100 years, but they've had 2 in the last 2 seasons. If I'm being honest, they face a very much a uphill task at this point to not be relegated for a 3rd season in a row, but they have a chance now. They have a club and they should start playing as soon as Saturday. Obviously, there is still a lot of things to sort out in terms of the people that are owed money, all the staff, all the players and everything like that, and HMRC of course too. I imagine they wouldn't have completed this takeover if they didn't have the funds to be able to pay everybody. So yeah, still a ways to go. Obviously, we'll have to see that. Have to see what happens with that and everything, but it's very much looking more positive than it was before, because it was downright depressing before, guys. It was really, really bad. But, my kind of big question mark, and not to kind of rain on the parade of Morecambe fans, but my kind of big question mark really would be, are Punjab Warriors legit? I did question this in my last video about Morecambe, because they are a sports investment group, or they claim to be anyway, and they have no assets that go along with that, or they didn't at least anyway before obviously they bought Morecambe. That's obviously the exception to this, but as far as I can find online, they have no history or no kind of present really when it comes to owning other sports clubs or other sports entities. So that would be kind of my big question. Are they legit? But they can't be worse than Whittingham. They can't be. I mean, that guy was literally destroying the club, stripping them bare. They still have a long way to go. They need to get a full squad together. That's going to be difficult, and it's going to be a really, really big task for them to survive in the National League, because not only are they 2 games behind, but like I said, they don't really have much of a team. A lot of the players have left because they haven't been paid, and who can blame them? Nobody can blame them. These are not very rich men. They are not very rich people in general. I mean, they're well off compared to you and me probably, but they can't afford to be going 3-4 months without any wages and not have any kind of prospect of getting that anytime soon. But they have a club now. They have a new owner. So fingers crossed. I really hope all goes well and that match against Altrincham on Saturday goes ahead too. But yeah, Shrimps fans, get your thoughts in the comments below. This is very much the tonic that you guys needed, and I really hope that things improve soon. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you want to see more like this. Have a great day wherever in the world today, and we'll see you very soon.